Nilesh?
Yeah, Praveen, we
Yeah.
are live now.
Okay. We have
Okay,
put the
so
main
let's
sheet,
start.
main slide.
Sir, we are live now. Can we start the proceeding now?
Yeah, please go ahead, Nilesh.
Yeah. So, good morning, everyone, and warm welcome to this webinar on Journey Toward Zero Waste to Landfill, which is being organized as part of World Green Building Week celebration. We are celebrating this World Green Building Week across the globe between 12 to 16 September 2022. World Green Building Week is an annual campaign that motivates and empowers us to deliver green and healthier buildings. This World Green Building Week, we are showing how our holistic approach to building for everyone can accelerate the sustainable development goal and sustainable built environment for everyone, everywhere. Throughout the week, IGBC and its network are hosting events across the country and share example of building for everyone, built environment that drive climate action and thriving communities and economies. Without taking much of a time, I would like to invite Mr. Anand Mishra, Chairman IGBC Jaipur chapter for setting the tone. Before handing over to Anand Mishra, I would share a brief introduction about Anand Mishra ji. Mr. Mishra is a result-driven, self-motivated, and resourceful person with a proven ability to develop and strengthen management team in order to maximize company profitability and efficiency. He has been responsible for the real estate vertical of Trimurti Colonizer Private Limited with a special focus on the planning and construction of projects. He strongly believes and follows sustainable and green living practices. He was past chairman of CI Jaipur State Council. Over to you, Mr. Anand Mishra.
Thank you, Nilesh. Good morning, everyone. So, my dear friends, a warm welcome to this webinar on journey towards net zero waste to landfill. The IGBC, being a founding member of the World Green Building Council since 2004, is glad to celebrate this year's World Green Building Week from 12th to 16th September with the theme Building for Everyone. The global built environment is responsible for almost 40% of global energy related carbon emissions and 50% of extracted materials. It accounts for 10% of employment and 50% of all wealth. Friends, let me extend sincere thanks to the support of committed stakeholders like you. India is in top 3 countries in the world in terms of largest registered green building footprint. The tally is IGBC has 8,250 registered projects with a footprint of 8.3 billion square feet. IGBC has 40 rating systems covering all across different kind of projects. All the rating systems are aligned with national priorities and Indian climate. I will share some key stats on IGBC impact from 3,000 certified projects. I would like to highlight few directly related to our today's agenda. Construction and demolition waste 2.5 million tons per annum is diverted from landfills equivalent to replacing annual capacity of Devnar dump yard in Mumbai, which is the largest dump yard in the country. 3 lakh ton per annum is treated on site. This is the organic waste I'm talking about, equivalent to 3 months organic waste generated in Bangalore. In terms of energy saving, 15 billion units per annum is saved, which can provide electricity to 41 million village households. Water savings, 46 billion liters of water is saved, equivalent to 2 months water requirement of Hyderabad city. Carbon CO2 emissions, 8.1 billion tons reduced, which is equivalent to 9 million cars off the road. These are the top 5 impacts by IGBC. Challenges in India on waste management are: the top challenge is mindset of stakeholders. Personally, I've seen it. It is a big challenge. I'm being a developer. My experience has been, we've been dealing with hundreds of people, and there is a strong challenge with the mindset of users in terms of waste management. Largely unorganized is the sector, waste management. Segregation and handling is a challenge. Recycling facilities across the country is a challenge. And financial viability is also a challenge. We need to create an ecosystem for net zero waste. And we should develop an enabling ecosystem. What we can do: number one, create demand for products, materials made out of waste. Recycling industry is still at a nascent stage in the country. Deployment of technologies, Green Pro Eco label for thousands of products, due diligence and hence increased credibility. Enabling policies have to be prepared. Investments from government and private sector, and address the entire value chain of waste to wealth. IGBC has launched net zero waste rating for buildings and built environment in 2021. The waste should be handled in two stages: C&D waste, reuse and recycling at construction stage, and post-consumer waste should be addressed at operational stage. We should closely work with the state governments and other stakeholders. We need to change the mindset. The waste has to be treated as resource. The unorganized sector should become organized. We need to set up more recycling plants in the country. There should be more funding available from waste to wealth projects. Let us aim to convert every building and city to become net zero waste by 2050. It is encouraging to know that we have over 400 participants today, and this indicates the interest of people and the concern of people towards the waste. And let us aim to convert every building and city to become net zero waste by 2030. A small tip I would like to give: every person, we should stop at least organic waste going out of our houses, our apartments. It is very easy to treat. I've personally tried different ways of composting, and finally realized that not complicated ways are required. We have to just it's very simple. And every household, every unit holder should get into waste composting. It will itself reduce a lot of waste going to the landfill, and other kind of wastes are definitely a concern which needs specialized treatment. So that is something that where large interventions are required, other agencies are required. But particularly with organic waste, we can definitely, our society should adopt it. People who are attending the conference should adopt it, should resolve to adopt it from today. Anyways, I again appreciate and congratulate you all for attending this webinar. Together we will work for a safer planet Earth and make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your opening remarks. Now, I would like to invite my colleague, Mr. Praveen Shoma, who is Principal Counselor, CI IGBC, to make a presentation on IGBC Net Zero Waste rating system. Architect Praveen Shoma is a Principal Counselor at CI. He has a total work experience of over 21 years. He is leading IGBC Green Building Certification and Green Pro Eco Label product. Instrumental in achieving fast-track clearance for green building from MOEF in 2012, he has led green homes from 2010 till date, which is India's prominent standard version 1 to version 3 with over 2,500 projects and 2.5 billion square feet area. Without taking much of a time, I would like to request Praveen to share his screen and start the proceeding.
Thank you. Just wait a minute. I'm just sharing the screen. Yeah, thank you so much, Nilesh. Thank you, Chairman Anand G, for the special session webinar for net zero waste. And I'm going to present on the approach to net zero waste. I hope I'm audible, Nilesh.
Yeah, you are very much audible, and we are able to see your screen as well.
Thank you so much. So before we see the net zero waste concepts, let's understand what is the construction waste demolition in India, especially. Today, if you see the new construction, if you take any new construction project, okay, when we estimate what will be the construction waste, it is around 40 to 60 kg per square meter because the architect has got at least a clear control over the construction design and the project manager also can control. Whereas when you demolish an existing building, okay, it will be in the range of 300 to 500 kg per square meter is the waste estimated by CPCB report or the BMTC, which is the authorized council in Delhi. As per them, it is almost close to 500 kg per square meter, which is huge actually. And if you see the India's annual construction demolition waste scenario, we generate, it is numbers of 2019 and 2020. India generates close to 165 million tons per year as a construction waste. Whereas if you see the recycling capacity of India, it is close to 2.3 million tons per year. That is hardly 1.2 to 2% kind of thing. If you increase, if you take the new recycling facilities across pan India also, it may be around 2 to 3%. That means still we don't have 100% recycling capacity, which is once again a huge challenge, okay, for this particular facility. Then what we need is we need an ecosystem to create demand for products which are made from construction waste or waste actually, basically. That means we need to have a recycling industry which is in the national stage today. We need to have deployment of new technologies. We should encourage eco-labeled products such as Green Pro for more than thousands of products. Because today, if you see the building construction for a new project, yes, we have some almost close to 90 to 90% are certified as a Green Pro eco-labeled. But you need to go for every area, every sector should be actually converted to eco-labeled thing, and also it should be due diligence and also should have an increased credibility when you adopt a Green Pro eco-label product in your project. We should also have enabling policies and also investing from the government and private sector. What we say is in case government encourages recyclers with some kind of incentives by using recycled materials or eco-label products in their projects, I think that should be done actually. And we should also address this particular waste to energy or waste to wealth as a main concept whenever we're dealing with the waste management in the projects. When you see the next trending, the challenges that we see normally, one is the mindset of the stakeholders, and this sector is largely unorganized. Basically, even we see segregation is there, but segregation handling still needs a proper look and it will be upgraded to next level. The recycling facilities across the country to be upgraded. Then financial viability also is one of the challenge. What we estimate is when we talk about net zero waste journey, it should be staggered and progressive in a construction manner. When you see 2070 as a net zero carbon now by India's, so 50 years we have, but what we say is we should aim for today for at least 5% incremental in your own projects to see where you stand today and how you improve every stage to next level to meet the net zero goals of India also. We have a beautiful definition which is actually developed with the help of all the stakeholders like you. The definition of net zero waste goes like this. Net zero waste for buildings and built environment is one which eliminates the diversion of waste being sent to landfills by a multi-pronged approach. Nature-centric design, reducing debris during construction, responsibly handling waste during operation, reusing the waste as much as possible, and recycling the remaining waste. What you want is, for example, you got a project. You see, this is my X amount of waste generated. You should see how much waste you can reuse in the same project as much as possible. Then balance, you should identify the recyclers and send to proper recycling. Okay, that means you are seeing, emphasizing in such a way, strategizing in such a way that you are diverting entire waste from the landfill. That is our main objective of going for net zero actually. Of course, we have actually, if you see the scope of rating, also very important phenomena. It is applicable for all building typologies, single building, campus level, city level. This rating is applicable across all the platforms. It is applied in 3 stages: design stage, it's called as pre-certification kind of thing; construction stage, which is once again fully operating building; then operation phase. That means building is already existing. In that case, also you can attend this rating program. And for example, you are having a owner and you are constructing the project. Okay, for you, it is applicable for both design and construction because all the scope is no hand. Plus, in case owner occupies this building also, then you can also attempt operation phase when the building is running. For example, you are a developer, you can attempt design and also construction. Whenever you are actually handing over to the tenants, it can be a residential project where tenants will be holding the thing, but it's commercial space that the tenant who is there, he can actually attempt the operation phase. Irrespective of that, whether it's got certification in the design and construction, but in case the building is operating, existing building, they can also attempt the operation phase certification level. So this is the scope of the net zero waste rating. Let us see the three principles that we actually dwell in net zero waste rating system, which is applicable for both buildings and built environment. So first is, let's say, for example, you are actually aiming for a design-based solution. So what we say is, let's say you have architect in board, you have your own owner, the owner gives a client brief, right? The conventional buildings, we normally do a lot of wastage. So the right-hand table, what you see, it's actually from the developers and the architects who actually seen the waste that is going to the landfills. Normally, whether landfills or it is, I can say it is going to recyclers secondary, but the waste that normally they see the percentage is actually indicated in the right hand side, the table. Okay, for example, cement, conventionally the architects feel that 5 to 8% is the wastage. Okay, steel, they feel that it is close to 10 to 15%. Okay, concrete, they feel that it is anywhere between 3 to 5%. For example, tiles, they feel that tiles, granite, marble, whatever you say, it is anywhere between 10 to 12% is the wastage. It is the, what do you see the average figures which they've seen across last 20 to 25 years actually in their own projects, large projects, small projects, everything put together actually. But what we need in this net zero waste is, by design, reduce the quantity. Okay, that is the main thing. Plan for implementation for net zero waste, and you should have minimization strategies. For example, how do you minimize? Okay, for example, let's say you are doing conventional construction. Suppose you convert into a modular construction. What happens? You can completely eliminate the waste component. For example, you are going for a prefabricated components or prefabricated panels in your project for certain percentage. That means you are eliminating by design the waste component. For example, let's say you adopt some new technologies. For example, maybe 3D printing. As per your design, it will actually mold your structure. For example, BIM technology, where you emphasize this is my component design. That means which exactly fits this particular design. For example, flooring tile, or you work in a modular kind of a design. For example, my room dimension should be this much so that I will eliminate complete tile waste. Suppose your tile is 2 by 2, okay, and suppose your room is exactly, let's say 12 by 2. That means you understand that the 2 by 2 tile will exactly fit without any wastage. That means when able to understand the basics of design, definitely that I see that all the main materials will actually fall less than this material category, and the baseline, what you're saying, the range, it is a baseline. What we want is the material should be listed on the bill of quantities, and we should see that they are less than the baselines. Whenever they are less than the baseline, suppose you got 5 materials less than the baselines, you got 5 points. Suppose your material 10 materials are less than the baselines, you get 10 points, 10 out of 10. Okay, this is called as a design automation. Right now, it may be looking very easy, but once the system is in place, the projects who actually adopt this net zero waste, slightly the thresholds also will be stringent after maybe 2-3 years kind of thing. That is what we follow all in IGBC. Next one is green procurement. For example, let's say our Anandji is there, Trimurti is the main owner. They can have a green procurement in their own organization. Green procurement means, for example, they'll be having the bill of quantities for new projects. So when they say bill of quantities, they let's say have the 20 line items. Okay, they should prioritize the products in sense of value and also volume. They should set a target for procurement. Let's say, for example, I will set this time, it's a 50%, 60% of my products will be eco-labeled products. When I say eco-labeled, it can be Green Pro or equivalent eco-labeled products. Eco-labeling is type 1, Green Pro is type 1 eco-label in India, and it is certified by GEN also, GEN Global Eco-Labeling Network in UK. And we endorse, and the products which are eco-labeled, they can also be exported across the globe. That is the value of eco-labeled products. In future, unless we have eco-label, the products cannot be exported. That is also will be coming up very soon. Consumption waste product, that means in the set of this bill of quantity, let's say you have 20 line items, some percentage will be belongs to eco-label, some percentage also can be construction waste products. For example, paver blocks that can be directly procured from a made from a construction waste. Rapidly renewable materials means the wood-based components in the common areas where you have panels, furniture, whatever is there. In case, instead of using the actual timber, normal timber, if you use timber which can be harvested in a cycle of less than 10 years, that means the trees which grow less than 10 years, called bamboo, bagasse, eucalyptus, these trees grow very fast actually. Okay, when these trees are harvested and used for your furniture or panel items, then that also meets actually. That means you should see how much percent is actually going to each area. Similarly, salvage materials, that means old materials have an extended life in next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. That is also one of the component. It can be a small percentage, still fine. When you're constructing a project, let's say instead of river sand of course not available. In case you have river sand, use manufacturing sand or alternate aggregate for your construction. Suppose you bring RMC, which is using more aggregate, more recycled content cement, okay, or the components within the RMC are certified by eco label. Maybe cement is eco label, the aggregate also eco label kind of thing. Then also we'll have more weightage. Then of course, bio-based materials. That means materials which are made from agri or bio-based, like pulp, paper. You can use in your panels, interior, like gypsum board, acoustic panels, whatever is there in the interior also will be accounted in the entire green procurement actually. Okay, this once again, this is not complete actually. We are only giving examples. So ideally, the bill of quantities, all the materials should fall under some of the baskets. And in case you meet at least 50%, you'll get all the 10 points. Right now, the threshold is 50% only. That means it will start from 5% actually, 5, 10, 15, 20 like this. Okay, so when you get 5%, you'll get 1 point. Whereas when you reach 50%, you get all the 10 points. Of course, we're still not going to 100% because we know that still it is a voluntary rating only. And we want projects to come forward and they should attempt. That's what we don't want to go for 100% directly. We want to go for incremental. That's why the incremental is still 5% only. Till some 5%, 10% like this will grow. One more very important step is, for example, you have a large campus and there are some existing buildings and you are aiming for new construction. In case you are pulling down these structures, okay, first thing is you retain the buildings and use for some other application. In case the building is structurally stable, that is underlined. In case the buildings are not structurally stable and you want to pull down, you see that you should have a team in such a way that they can actually demolish and recover maximum materials as much as possible. Demolish in a way that you recover maximum material from the construction. That is also one of the very, very important step. Next is how to utilize this demolition waste in the new buildings. That is also one of the steps. In case it's not possible, you identify the recyclers and hand over to the proper recycling so that they can utilize for some other purpose. This is once again very important step to develop our recyclers in the multiple cities. Very important thing is segregation. We normally say in the projects, right? New construction projects, new buildings, residential buildings. But how many you follow? They have construction waste, huge construction waste happens in a construction site actually. It appears very simple, but it's the most complex activity because we don't want to follow in monthly ones, quarterly ones. You should follow it every day systematically. Hence, we require a dedicated team to be appointed and to oversee all the segregation and handling of the project. For example, let's say they have 20 line items and they should have a area in the site where they actually bring up the construction waste. For example, let's say they are doing some brick construction. The brick waste can be in one area. For example, they are doing some RMC work, RMC waste which is there, they can dump in one area. In case the RMC vendor who actually comes and puts, in case he's taking back, he can also note down. That means you document the things. Right now, all the best companies are actually taking back your waste also. That means they will not leave in the site. They're going to take back. In case that is happening, you should also have very clear point that my RMC vendor is actually taking back the waste that is generated also. That means not dumping even in your site, it will dump to in his site, it will crush, once again reuse for some purpose. Because Green Pro Eco Label products actually do this one. That's why I'm mentioning this point. Very important to know is, for example, you have cement waste, cement bags waste, or some kind of a bricks, plywood kind of a waste, or any other aluminum waste, steel waste should be properly segregated. And whenever you see the site, okay, you should see that how much can be reused in the same site possible. For example, new applications. For other areas, you can actually go for a new recyclers who are there. At the end of the 90% or 95% of the stage, you can actually bring the recyclers on the board and hand over to this construction waste to them. That is the thing, main thing to do. Very important thing in the net zero waste is, you see this graph, it will be like complicated right now, but I will explain you. Okay, all the construction waste, that means you segregate the waste on the site. Let's say you have some 10 materials on the board, 10 materials on the site, which you segregated, like in clear basket with new signage. Okay, let's say I see 2 areas. It is group 1, where I will stack all the metals. That means GI channels, GI pipes, aluminum pipes, steel pipes, whatever leftover, TMT bars kind of thing, which is in the set 1. I will bring the recycler, it will be hot cake. Even if you don't call also, they will come and take the metals. That's hence, they have a least weightage in the points. We know that by all these 1,000 projects we certified, we know that metals are the one which will be like 100% utilized. Next is group 2, group 3, where glass, packaging, ceramic, paint, gypsum board, ceiling partition, whatever the wood-based materials. It can be timber, it can be panels, soil, sand, gravel, bricks, masonry, cement, RMC. Okay. In case you have a recycler, a vendor who can take back these materials to once again utilize it, that will have the maximum points, maximum weightage. Okay. That means instead of let's say 10 points, we have let's say 2 points for the group 1, whereas 8 points will be given for group 2 and group 2. That is the highest weightage. That is what we follow in the weightage in the net zero waste. Because anyway, suppose I cannot give highest waste of the group 1. Anyway, you're going to do. And even it is 90% weightage also, you'll only get 2 points. Because when you see the table, these may be having highest costs, but we're not bothered on the cost actually. We're not bothered on the, every material should be recycled. Every material should be reutilized. Divert from the land. That is our main objective. Okay. This is one of the very, very important aspect when design and construction. Of course, during construction, once you have all the construction segregated properly and adopt best practice to see how much you can reuse, that quantity very, very daily, weekly, you should have the numbers on the dashboard. You should prepare one very clear dashboard. You put the numbers there. This today my construction is this much, and how much you are actually reused, and how much is going to be recycled at the end of the day. Like we should have a very balanced sheet at the construction stage. For example, this is one of the example of a residential project. Okay. It is not certified, but for example, I have taken this one. The site area of this project is 22 acres and the built up area. That means all the towers built up area is 37 lakh square feet, 10 towers. 37 lakh square feet, 10 towers. This is for only for a imagining position, because when I say quantity of waste, you should connect to the land also, that project also. Okay. So this project, there are some 12 to 13 line items. Main items will be steel, wood waste, glass, fall ceiling waste, blocks waste, tiles, aluminium, packaging waste, RMC waste, marble, granite. These are the main items in this particular project. So as per the project, the waste generated, the first column, okay, you see against each, for example, steel again 144 tons. Once again, the unit of is also very important. Kgs, tons. So since to make a simplification, they make tons. 100 ton means 100 kgs, 1 ton. Okay. glass, everything is mentioned. So whatever they mention is the total quantum waste that they shown here is 4083 tons waste generated. Now, the waste generated is one of the column. Second column, you see, they actually have strategies to utilize the same thing, reuse in the same application, same projects. Steel they utilize, blocks waste utilized to almost 80 to 90%. RMC waste utilized, marble, granite also they utilize in the same project. Almost 90% utilize the granite because correcting some other areas. Recycling balance, they identify some recycling. I told you, steel 100% gone, wood waste partly gone, cement bags partly gone, aluminum also fully utilized, packaging is partly gone, like this. Okay, so total waste that is sent to recycling is close to 137 tons. Okay, now the thing is, what are the waste generated is 403 tons. How much they reuse and recycled is almost close to 88% actually. Okay, the balance how much they sent to landfill is 48 tons, that is close to 12% from this project. Okay, now in the net zero waste, there is a equation compliance to be followed. Okay, this is the compliance equation. Okay, what it says is the quantum waste sent to landfill should be equal to, this is a formula, quantum waste generated is almost 40 tons in this previous example, minus quantum waste reused plus recycled is 270 tons plus 137 tons equal to 49 tons. Okay, that is close to 12%. That means this project is aiming for almost 88% is diverted from the landfill. That is the meaning it is getting. Okay, this particular equation should be submitted by a third party authorized recycler who is hired with a developer during the design and construction phase. He will document daily, weekly, and come out with the reports. This is my total waste daily, weekly happening, and this is a summary. In the summary sheet, this should be the picture. Ideally, we want it to be 0, but whatever is there, even it is 20% sent to landfill also, but it is still good actually. Okay, during the design stage. For example, you are project is the operation phase. That means existing building. So existing building, how to do it? Existing buildings, operation phase, they should have 5 segregation areas properly, very properly, and paper recycling, organic recycling, hazardous waste, mixed recycling, soft plastic recycling. When we started this mission on net zero waste, we thought, what is the net zero waste? Dry waste only will be the anomaly. But when we examine projects like Brookfield, Capital Land projects, Mahindra Life Spaces, then recently Club Mahindra Resorts, we have seen that a lot of things actually, which they are already doing, they are actually already maintaining to 80 to 90% best practices that they're following. For example, paper, we thought only paper means only we have thought some white papers, but it is office paper, clean cardboards, newspapers that they get, milk and juice cartons, disposable coffee cup, paper lids, all are paper only. Organic recycling, they may be having some cafeterias, food, prunings, vegetables, plates, trappings, whatever is there, leftovers, different levels of plastics they have. Hazardous waste, sanitary napkins, diapers, used syringes, blades, bandages, expired medicine, so many things today. Masks are also part of this hazardous waste. Mixed recycling, like glass bottles, used aluminum cans. Soft plastic has got multiple things, which I thought only 1 or 2 types will be there, but bread bags is one kind of a plastic, pasta, rice bags, one kind of plastic, plastic bags, biscuit packets, frozen good bubble wrap, so many things are there, which normally wait in Flipkart, Amazon, couriers will come into this one, carton boxes. Like this, several segregation there. If you put mind, I think you have a segregation. I will also show some examples also. You should also have a sorting facility in the project. What do you mean by sorting? Sorting means you should have a dedicated team hired by the recycler. It is operation phase. You should have a recycler who comes and sort the facilities. That means what are the dry waste, how many varieties are there, what are the wet waste, what are the wet waste components. Dedicated sorting facility in the project, and you should have daily monitoring sheet, mandatory. Daily monitoring waste at the site for operation phase. For example, this particular project. Okay, this is I can name the project also. It is a Brookfield project in Bangalore. Okay, so you see one date they mentioned, right? Some 11th August they mentioned. I'm just blowing up here. So as per that particular project, on that day they have 10,000 employees. Okay, and dry waste that they mentioned is 386 kgs, and daily wet waste that mentioned is 398 kgs. Of course, rejection also they put something. Okay, but the baseline that we derived, okay, we have building typologies. Okay, every building typology got a different baseline. Okay, this is a commercial project. The baseline for a commercial project is 0.1 kg per person per day. 0.1 kg per person per day. For example, it's a residential. It is 0.25 kg per person per day. It will vary actually. For example, hospitals, it is once again depends on the number of beds. Malls varying. So we have a standard set for every building typology in the rating system. Okay, it is available in the IGBC.in resources. You go to IGBC Net Zero Waste. It is downloadable rating system. Everything is mentioned very clearly. Okay, whatever is available from the rating program, it is mentioned for new buildings, that is commercial buildings. Residential is always there. Where other projects, we have borrowed from the UK set of standards, because right now India still we don't have the proper standards. So once we develop the standards, that also will be Indianized completely. So here, let us come to this picture. 10,000 employees. What is the baseline now? 10,335 into 0.1. That means close to 103 kg is the baseline for this particular project. Sorry, 1033 kg is the baseline. So what is the total waste that they generated on the site is 785.5 kg. Dry waste plus wet waste. You also include some 5% as some other waste, e-waste, whatever hazardous waste, not there. So you make it around 850 as the total waste. I'm taking this as an example. That means this particular project has reduced 180 kgs over the baseline. That means close to 18%. That means they'll get close to 6 points. Okay, every 2.5%, 5%, 7.5, like this, it will actually increase. Okay, since they decreased 18%, they'll get 6 points out of 10. If they decrease 20%, they'll get 8 points. If they decrease 25%, they'll get 10 points, 10 out of 10. Okay, that means this with baseline, how much they decrease by design. So that means they should take some strategies to decrease the waste. It is not so easy actually. So it also vary due to COVID. I think the document is very, so that's why the date is very important here. So I told you I'm going to show the different segregation that the projects are following today in the net zero waste projects. Like for example, you see foils, aluminum foils, cotton boxes, plastic covers, tetra packs, milk packets, other dry waste. Then newspapers, color papers, iron sheets, printed sheets. You do shredding of the papers, right? That's all the waste only. Other e-waste categories, thermocols, the packing which will come, dry plastics. Then of course, in the wet waste, you have different waste, like different vegetables waste, fruit waste, some other packaged kind of food. Then you have a organic waste system in the place. You take all this waste, mix with the dry leaves, other components. You do the treatment. Then you send to the buckets. Okay, you have buckets, different buckets. You put one first week, second week, third week, fourth week, 5 weeks, like this. 6th week means you know that it is ready for the menu. You send to menu to your landscape area. You sell it off up to the secondary. But that means you are not sending to landfills, but you are actually utilizing the same thing with the same like Mr. Anandji just mentioned. The household which he is talking about, every household should recycle it. There are at least wet waste actually. So like this, it is of course a large facility, so they can have an organic waste converter, or they can use a simple compass system or simple the other varieties also available. Of course, many projects are following about e-waste best practices, old fans, old bulbs, old tube light, old batteries, old pumps. They put like this also. Usable pumps, repairable pumps, not repairable pumps. That means they'll go to dumping yard, they'll sell it off like a weight and kind of thing. Okay, like this, they want to do a lot of factors are happening. In the operation phase, green procurement is some different. Because in the design, it is very simple. Bill of quantity is there. You tick, and you select the materials. Whereas in operation phase, we don't have any bill of quantities. Whatever you're procuring every month, every daily, you should verify the checklist. These are my items. I'm getting 10 lakhs bill, 20 lakhs bill, whatever is there. How many are eco-labeled? If it's the greenhouse chemicals, housekeeping and chemicals, office consumable stationery, facility maintenance, the fans, the lighting, the pumps, whatever is there, packaging materials, whether I'm using plastic, completely aluminum plastic, cloth bags, recycled chlorine-free papers, inks that you use for printings. For example, if you use one recycled bag, okay, that means you're actually eliminating 22,000 plastic bags. Can you believe it? You should have signage in the picture. That means we should encourage use of glass bottles instead of plastic bottles. So always staff should completely convert to glass bottles only. I think today all the hotels you see they're putting glass only in your rooms also resorts. Most of them paper stretching go for recycling. You should have color coded very clear bins. And when you use notepads, use made from recycled paper. For example, you see here one of the small notepad which taken picture. It is very just hardly 20 pages notepad actually. I've seen the back cover. It says that this particular notepad, because of the using from the waste paper it is made, it is saving 1.5 liter of water. 1.5 liters. It is not hardly anything, but every drop is precious. 0.054 cubic foot of landfill space is saved. 0.02 liters of oil is saved. 0.277 kilowatt hours of electricity is saved. That means when you are doing net zero waste, you're also reducing your carbon footprint. That is what I'm coming to. So whatever you deal, convert into carbon footprint reduction. That means yearly you are doing this much, convert into, that means your organization is reducing this much of carbon footprint, and it is you are actually doing good thing for the India, and also the UN sustainability goals for 17 sustainable UN goals also you're actually attempting, and ultimately the climate change also you're actually pushing actually. When you have net zero waste, you have three thresholds. When you are attempting, almost close to 70% of the materials are diverted from landfill, you are actually called as near net zero waste. You are doing 85% of the waste diverted from landfill is called as net zero waste project. If it is more than 90% best, one of the best world class, you're having proper documentation, every daily monitoring, dashboards, you are very proper authentication. You'll also meet 90% of the waste being diverted from landfill, maybe zero also possible, will be called as net zero waste platinum projects. So like this points are there, and certificate process very simple. You should register at the IGBC website. Right now, offline process. Before attempting this net zero waste, identify the waste streams in the project. Waste reduction strategies are going to perform. What are the improvement technologies? I mean, you're standing here. How are you going to improve? Next steps. Then how do you divert the waste to landfill? Implementation opportunities for the project. Then execution. So whatever you emphasize, execution stage towards landfill, you see, then you submit the documents to IGBC. You can have one round of discussion with IGBC team also for the pilot projects. We do free consultation for all the net zero waste projects, opportunities especially. So where they stand, you can give a proper direction to the project so that once you get a direction, they can do it much better actually. So where they stand, you should submit a document to IGBC, then we send to third party as auditing, third party assessment they do. So once that is comes to IGBC, we conduct a site visit. We go to site visit and see where they stand, what are the best practices we're going to recommend some practices to them, where we see, we take some documents, and the once it is cleared with the third party and the final certification with the site verification, you go to award the project. Once they get award, they'll be getting a plaque and certificate called as net zero waste certification. When the project is going for net zero waste, what are the benefits? Very important thing. One is they're actually supporting the India's agenda of climate change and supporting national international standards on the quality environmental performance. Whenever the going for net zero waste, that means what? They're actually maintaining hygiene quality, health and well-being of the occupants. That means they are maintaining higher standards from other buildings. Very simple. Today, health and well-being is one of the top priority, and the material that they use, which are eco-labeled, that means low VOC, less toxins, health and well-being of the occupants go to next level actually. The construction level, net zero carbon projects, when they use eco-labeled products, their embodied energy is almost 30 to 40% lower than the normal materials actually. Okay, that is very important. Also, the reduction in the costs definitely going to happen, not today, but 10 years down the line, when they reflect back the comparison, the cost of construction will be almost 10% lower than the actual construction happening actually. And increase or use of reuse of water waste, resulting in reduction procurement of the additional materials. As I told you, waste with reduce design. Okay, that also component is very important. When they reflect back how much they reduce the waste, it is nothing but it is cost reduction to the product also. So opportunity to convert waste to energy, waste to wealth, or other value-added products is very important for the net zero waste. Brand image, of course, will definitely going to come, and you are also a net zero project in the society, and you're going to be a role model for many other projects. That is important. Thank you so much. That's all from my end. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Nilesh. Nilesh, unable to hear you. Nilesh, unable to hear you.
I think.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you for the wonderful presentations.
Thank you,
And
sir.
now we will move forward with our next presenter. So I would like to invite Mr. Rajpal Navalkar, MD and CEO of Thermosil India. Sir, over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody can hear me.
Yes, yes, you're audible, sir.
And I want to share my screen, so I will just share my screen. 1 minute. Is my screen coming?
No,
Hello?
sir.
1 minute. It's the same problem that came. It says permission to be required.
Uh, 1 minute, sir.
You can try again. Share, optimize for motion and video, and share screen.
Sir, uh, I'm unable to make you a co-host also. I'm not able to make you present.
Yeah,
Can you share now?
when we tried it out before, it was there, right? Yeah, not. Has it come? If we can't display a shared content, make sure that you are allowed permission to share
Uh,
content.
1 minute, sir, 1 minute.
Oh,
Nilesh?
yeah.
Yeah. Now, sir, now I have made you a co-host, sir. Now you will be able to share the screen.
I am sharing. 1 second. Optimize promotion and videos. Share.
Yes, sir. We can see your screen. Now you can start
Yeah.
your presentation.
Okay. Uh, Basically, I will speak impromptu, and I will go through.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. We can see
Yeah.
your laptop screen. Can you share the presentation?
Oh, 1 minute. Can you see this?
Yeah, yeah. Now I can see the first slide. You can make it on slideshow. You can start the
Yeah, I'll make
slide,
it
sir.
on. No, I'll make it play now. Okay.
Yes, now it's perfect, sir. Yeah.
Basically, I'll now come to something. Praveed has absolutely covered everything that has to do with waste management on constructions and green buildings. I mean, he has covered this thing, but I will be basically talking impromptu now on urban solid waste management. Yep. Urban solid waste management is a immense problem that is there today in our country. Wherever you see all your waste that is going into landfill that creates leachates, that pollutes the groundwater, that poisons the Mother Earth, all comes from all this waste that is collected and then dumped into landfills. Landfills has always been the same thing in Bangalore, where I am now. We had a landfill called Mandur, nearly 99 acres, was supposed to last for 20-25 years. In about 7 or 8 years, the Mandur landfill was finished, and after that, all the groundwater started getting poisoned by the leachate, the soil getting poisoned, and after another many years, you saw human children who were get born with defects. Now, when I say urban solid waste management, I will today concentrate a little bit on what we can do with a city and what we can do with a city. I will give an example of Navi Mumbai, for which I instigated the waste management plan for 1,000 tons urban solid waste, mixed solid waste that will come there. Everything comes there: organic waste, plastic, rubber, tires, um, mattresses, furniture. There's crazy amount of waste that comes there. We worked on this project for nearly 1.5 years, and since I am the advisor to the Science and Technology Park in Pune, I took the Science and Technology Park as the driver of this project, because it is a quasi-government body under the DST government of India, and it carries a little bit more weight to do a proper sort of a, how do you say, justice to get that project done. It has taken us 3 years now, and I think three governments have changed. But now we are on the verge that after the Navi Mumbai elections, now we would be implement this project. The land is already taken. So I will be showing this basically thing about what we want to do with Navi Mumbai as a case study. What we want to do, and biggest thing when everybody is talking about waste and management, the only way I make a human being understand or make him do this, segregate at home or segregate in the dump yard, wherever it is. The only way you can do this is by showing earn money out of this. The day you understand that if you can show these people that you can earn money out of waste, waste is the future raw material. Waste is the future money making machine. Once you make them understand, that is the time they all jump on the bandwagon and they say, "Arey, hamare ko bhi karna hai." The same thing that happened when we started the green building movement way back in 2002. I used to go around to all the architects and all that, telling them, "Yeah, green building, green building." Nobody understood. Then when green became a fashion, for us it was a passion. For them it became passion. Everybody started jumping onto the green bandwagon. So there has to be something that you give, और in हिंदी में बोलते हैं लालच देना. थोड़ा बहुत लालच मिल गया, थोड़ा बहुत पैसा दिखा, people start jumping on it. So looking at this, when I was asked to design this Navi Mumbai waste management program by Mr. Ganesh Nayak from Navi Mumbai and Sagar Nayak, his nephew, I started thinking about ways, and since I'm start thinking, how will I do this, and how can I get an ROI of 3 to 3.5 years with a 400 crore project? If I am able to generate 125 to 140 crores out of that waste and not let 1 gram of that waste go into the earth, and not let 1 ml of that waste leachate or whatever you call it get into my water streams, I would have created something utopic. We worked on this for nearly 1.5 years, too many surveys.
Sound disturbance, sir.
Fadnavis government gave us land, 6 acres of land that has now been given to Navi Mumbai, which will start. Can you hear? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Sound is disturbed.
Can you
Sound disturbance, sir.
now? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
now it is clear.
Now it is clear. So okay, let me go back to that. Did you hear me talk about how that we need to give an incentive to create wealth out of the raw of your waste?
No.
Then only people will jump on it.
We didn't listen.
You didn't hear. So my thing that was saying was very simple, that for any human being, if you show him that if he has to segregate the waste, or if he has to do something with the waste, if he can make money out of it, and good money, with ROIs of 3 years and 4 years, if he can make money out of it, everybody shows an interest. Am I clear there? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So basically, you have to go on a human psychology to understand how to reduce the waste. Of course, we are creating awareness, do the segregation at home, do this, do that, blah, blah, everything is there. But if you show them money, that is where I come from, to say I can show you how to take your waste and create wealth out of it. So when they asked me to write this program for Navi Mumbai with Mr. Nayak and Sagar Nayak, and I took our science and technology park as the driving, what you call it, force, as the driver, because I need a vehicle which is under DST, Government of India, which has the right connections, politically, everything is correct. So I needed a vehicle. So I took that vehicle and then I put forward that how I will create wealth in Navi Mumbai. Where was my presentation? 1 minute.
Sir, any issue, sir?
1 minute. I'm just trying to see where is my presentation. I don't know where it went. I'm stuck. Okay, I got it. Fine. So let me play this. Fine. So now I will give you an example of what I can do with cities, and that can be replicated all over. And also a small example that what you can do with a small buildings, and where we can put these biodigesters or these what you call it, gasifiers, etc., to create wealth out of this. This is what is the wonders of modern world that we have, that everybody is there. Praveen has also shown us some things. So when you say garbage or solid waste or urban solid waste, this is our problem. But when we say being eco-friendly is the solution, so we will come to all these things that says better sustainability means new generation technologies, processing and recycling of USW locally, wealth from waste, and the sustainability threats that arise. Inappropriate technologies, service providers are not there for those technologies, management systems are not in place, there are high levels of centralization and poor recovery, continued user groups and interests that drive this are not properly in place, and not giving benefits back to local people. Or like the Navi Mumbai project. Nilesh, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, Nilesh, if you can't hear me, then just give me a call or something like that. Okay. So, if I can show this system there in Navi Mumbai, that if you are investing 400 crores or 350 or 375 crores in this 1,000 tons per day waste, and I can give you back 125 to 130 crores. It is very easy for them to find a private investor or even the municipality to take it up by themselves. So this solid sustainable waste management is where I am coming from. It's very, very huge. I mean, it's much, much larger than our building construction waste. Building construction waste, of course, is
Sir,
there.
your screen is not visible. Rajpalji,
My
your
screen
screen is not visible.
now.
Can you share the screen?
Yeah, I shared the screen.
No.
No, it's not visible.
Hang on. Hang on. Okay. I'm sharing again. It's come.
E-
It's come.
Yeah, it is coming. Still, it is a blank screen.
It says sharing the screen. Now, has it come now?
No,
No. Still not.
still not.
लक्ष्मी में नहीं आ सकता है. Even now it's not come.
It
No.
is coming. Maybe because of the internet connectivity
Yes,
issue,
yes,
it
yes.
is taking some time.
I've got full internet connectivity. You can see my face, no?
You can stop the screen one more time and try sharing again.
Okay, I'm stopped sharing it. Okay. Now I share it again. Okay, it's connecting again. I'll disconnect. Has it come?
Yes, now we can see your laptop screen. Request to start the
This
presentation.
has come?
Yes. Now we can
So
see your
garbage is
presentation.
our problem.
Yes.
Yes.
And being eco-friendly is the solution.
Yeah.
Now I am, as I'm saying again and again, I am giving you the complete example of a city that I have planned this for. So when we say solid waste and garbage is always a threat to human population, everybody knows that today you go around in Bangalore, go around Bombay, go around Pune. I just come back from Pune yesterday night. All over the place, I could, on the road to the airport, I could see just garbage lying on the roadside. 1 kilometer. When you go out of Pune, all on the Ghat roads, everybody is going in the night and dumping garbage. Actually, dumpers are going there and dumping. So garbage has become a massive problem as far as our cities go. So what we did was we took in a few technologies that were made in Indian Institute of Science, that were made in our startup from the Science and Technology Park in Pune, and I got all of this together to see how I can take all the urban solid waste of Navi Mumbai, about 1,000 tons per day, and convert that without poisoning the earth, without poisoning the water, completely, and making wealth out of it. How do I do that? So the typical, you can see my screen now, right? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So बीच में बोलते जाइए तो I don't know, otherwise I keep on talking and then the screen is not there.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the tip. We did a lot of research, we did a lot of work, and then ultimately we came down to a system that we feel will 100% work for the next 20 to 25 years. Of course, getting upgraded over the years. So a typical composition of waste that we see This is the typical composition of waste that you have. You have domestic waste, you have waste from the market, you have hotels and eateries, your trade and your slums, your street and sweeping parks, and other kinds of waste. Other kinds of waste that you come are fermentable, paper and cardboard, cloth, rubber, PVC, leather, glass, polythene, plastic, metals, dust and shipping. This is a typical composition of waste which we have actually taken from our project site. Now, this is the changes in composition and informal recycling that everybody talks. Let us compost. अरे compost क्या होता है? 50 पैसा per kilo and 1 rupee per kilo. You will say you will be spending 100 crores to create compost and you will be getting 5 crores in return. That is going into a 95 crores of expenditure. Why don't I take that same thing and I spend 100 crores, but I make a gross sale of 220 crores? That means I can make a profit from that waste. I do not believe in this composting culture. You can do composting in the house, in a small building, in a small bungalow, it's okay. But when you come for major organic waste that are coming into the landfills today, you need to create wealth out of that. So here you have fermentable glass, metal, miscellaneous, everything is given here properly. Recyclables recovered by rag pickers. Again, we have faced a problem in Navi Mumbai. That one was the problem of rag pickers. If we start doing everything in a proper, all the rag pickers will be having no income leading to crime, leading to blah blah. The garbage mafia. Openly, I am saying garbage mafia is a very big thing in India today. There is a garbage mafia. So we sorted that problem and bring all your garbage to us. You bring garbage to us, we will do what we have to do, so we don't disturb their income also. This is the current solid waste management system. Solid waste that comes from residential areas, hotels, hospitals, markets, blah blah blah. It goes into a community bin collection system. Then you have varieties of transportation vehicles. Today, Bangalore is buying crores and crores of rupees. They're spending in buying these three-wheelers and these vehicles and all that. They're buying them to collecting and then put it into the bigger vehicle and then go and dump it into some quarry or something like that all over the place. Composting, as far as Bangalore waste management goes, hardly anything is done. There is no question only about it because you can't. So the economic advantage of this current solid waste system today is only from compost. What are the disadvantages? High emission of greenhouse gas emission, leachate productions that are forming. Mandur is an absolute site, and then Mr. Anand said about Devnar in Mumbai. It's horrible. I mean, bio-mining, even if you start doing bio-mining, it will take you 20-25 years to bio-mine Devnar.
Yeah, Rakalji, any issue?
Yeah, no. Somebody's phone was ringing. I hope it's not mine. I think it was mine. So then now you come to the current solid waste generation from all these areas, all transportation, and you come to segregation, fermentables. In fermentables, what do? You only compost. You segregate now paper, cardboard, cloth, rubber. We have got technologies that we are converting that into diesel, not only biodiesel. We have got technology we are converting into diesel. But fermentables, you all go into landfill. The new solution we talk about. This is urban solid waste. We have a segregation. I am saying, okay, if you do segregation house-wise and you create this, actual figures say that not more than 2% of your city's population segregates at the house. Not more than 2%. That is what they do. So we are saying that let us face this problem. It is a practical problem. We need to have a practical solution. And for that practical solution, we need to generate money to run that engine. So our solution is urban solid waste that we have done. Segregation, fermentables, go to a biomethanation plant. Now, when these fermentables go to a biomethanation plant, which has been designed in the Indian Institute of Science, and already number of plants are working all over the place. In fact, I have put up 3 plants in Maldives myself. I get methane, I get CO2, and I get one more liquid fertilizer, which I have not mentioned in this graph because people didn't want to mention that, because that is liquid gold. And I started the bottling process. So our technology proposition is very simple. Segregation, then I get all this here. This is per ton I'm showing you. Per ton of fermentable, I get 60 meter cube of biogas. I get methane 36 meter cube, and I get carbon dioxide 24 meter cube. Both these are saleable. In fact, we have proposed that all our methane in Navi Mumbai will be used by the transport system itself. In 1,000 tons of what I'm treating and 700 tons I get of fermentables, we are able to give the whole city enough methane at 40 rupees a kilo. So let everybody make money at every stage. So 100 metric tons, this will show you, goes to dump yard, again comes here, we get 42,000 meter cube of biogas. Purification and bottling, we get bio CNG, we get bottled CO2. Bottled CO2 already underwritten by Rashtriya Chemical Fertilizers and so many other people who need carbon dioxide. Then I also get compost of 17,000 kilos per day, which I will sell at 1 rupee a kilo. I'm not worried. But then I get 500,000 liters of digester liquid. We had proposed to send this digester liquid to the sewage treatment plant and then release it into the as clean water. But we found that this digester liquid is highly nutrient for using as a fertilizer. Amazing fertilizer can be made from this digester liquid. We found that this digester liquid sells at 30 to 40, 60 to 70 rupees a liter. And if it is repacked properly and put into cans, into 5 liter, 10 liters, it goes as much as 200 rupees a liter. So we propose that let us sell it at 20, 30 rupees a liter also. In 20 rupees a liter, if I sell it for 500,000, that is 5 lakhs, 50 lakhs, I make 1 crore a day only from that liquid. Then we took the 300 metric ton of non-degradable, and to make life simple, we said, let us put up a pyrolysis plant. Let us not, we can go later on into sub plants and all that. Somebody will say, chalo, hum glass ko aisa karenge, usko aisa karenge, we'll do this. Fine. We went to a simple route and said pyrolytic plants are known, pyrolytic plants work, and pyrolytic oil comes out at 40,000 liters per day. Now, this what I'm showing you, that's what I showed the Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation. When the standing committee saw this and they said, this kind of money you can make, we are spending thousands of crores of rupees just to handle the problem of Navi Mumbai, which is fast growing now. And here you are showing us something that we can make money and still keep it clean. So this, I'll just go fast through this. This is a pre-treatment process. This is a post-treatment process, and the post-treatment process disinfection. These are some technical drawings that are there, which I have shared with the Navi Mumbai people. These are some of the pictures where we went all over the world, identifying the correct technologies that can fit into this Navi Mumbai waste management plant. At the end of all this, I'll be showing you a small movie clip of about 4-5 minutes. That movie will actually show you what is our design. So these are the components of the technology. This is for biomethanation. This is the process flow chart. Again, I had showed you that. These are some of the bioreactors that started with Professor Chanakya, who was the dean of Astra, and he started with him from 1989. Actually, he had put up the first one. So we also did one thing when I was talking in our IGBC in Bangalore about where is it, Rajpal? I said, okay, I will show one biogas unit we have put up in Uttarahali in the Radha Swami Satsang. One 2-ton unit has been put in Infosys, and then we did one citizen-driven unit in Bangalore only for 250 kilos per day on a dirty place called Tannery Road. They got all meat shop, fish shop, chicken shop, all creating horrible. So 250 kilos, my friend who has a export unit there agreed to put up the 250 kilos in his premises, from which we are digesting the waste of Tannery Road, cleaning everything up properly, getting biogas, and then using an FIR stove which runs at 800 degrees centigrade only on biogas to cook food for the people. So we started doing things about where whatever how do you say, to prove to people that these things work and these are the things that is the future. So now you will see here, this is a carbon dioxide. So direct benefits and indirect benefits. So when you see direct benefits of the biogas, you see 60 meter cube, blah blah blah. But when you see indirect, 40 kilos of methane emission per day in landfill is saved. It replaces 1,000 liters of fossil oils. It insecticides in kitchen. It reduces external fertilizer procurement. It avoids nitrogen leachate losses into soil at dump sites. It avoids fossil fuel used in transporting these kitchen waste. So we did a comparison then, because everybody said Sharat Kale from BRC has done so many biodigesters and so many of them are not working, blah blah blah. So we did a complete comparison to say why the plug flow technology is better than Terry, BARC, SSB, and KVIC. So we have a comparison also there where we put it there. When I share this, you all can all ask Nilesh, and Nilesh will be able to give this to you. Now, plug flow reactor technology is the only technology which occupies the least space. We don't need too much space. Now, for 1,000 tons per day that is going to come, we just have 26 acres of land. That is enough for us to treat that 1,000 tons per day, send out our product, keep the site clean, everything. It's enough. And we don't need to pulverize the waste. We don't need to shred it. We don't need to pulverize it like normal cow dung or cow dung based biogas plants. You need to, how do you say, create a slurry, pulverize it. We don't. You can put solids inside. So this is the only technology where in plant and agricultural waste can be fed with the waste as it and not be pulverized. This has the least amount of moving parts. So the construction of this is also very easy. These reactors are built in the templates of 500 0.5 tons per day, but now we have designed one that says 5 tons per day each reactor. So for Navi Mumbai, we have proposed 100. We compare it with sugar. So with sugar, it becomes 75 meter cubes, but we have achieved 60 meter cube as of today. This is Bangalore. Again, what we have given here, we have all the graphs that are there. And these are our reactor dimensions and space occupancies. So if you say, when I say 5 tons, I just need 20 meter by 24 meter by height 3 meter. That is all I need for converting 5 tons of organic waste into biogas. It can be brick masonry, but we are now also working with galvanized iron. Now when I'm talking now about the organic waste, I'll come to the pyrolytic oil in about 2 minutes. Now we say, what are the things that we can do with this waste? These are the various kinds of things that can be made. All these things have been done in the Indian Institute of Science by Dr. Sri Shah under Dr. Chanakya, and I have taken it on my head to promote and to monetize this. If you all see that everybody does a PhD, and then once the PhD is over, that thesis has gone in one cupboard. Nobody knows what has to be done. They don't take anything to the masses. My whole life has been to take technology to the masses, to make an impact, social impact, and at the same time make economic sense, make that money. Because if you don't make money, then you will remain with technology and it will remain in the cupboard. So I keep on stressing back to that point that you do everything that you want to do, but please make money for that project. So that project runs by itself, and then you don't need to go for government grants. You don't need to go and tell somebody, a 5 crore deo, 10 crore deo, I will give you commission. You don't need to do. So every project that you do for waste management, or to, as we say, you don't want, it's all leading to not going to the landfill, but all can be in every ward. Now I'm doing and profitable project for that ward. Let that corporator run it and make money out of it, doesn't matter. As long as it is done and the ward is kept clean, at the same time he is making money. Because if you are fighting, everybody knows in our green building movement also we know. Everybody said green buildings are too expensive, we don't want it. I do roof coating, I do high albedo roof coating. अरे आपका वो white coat हमारे को नहीं परवड़ता है. So all these things all lead to it. Technology is there. So these are the things that we are working on. All the greens that you see, we have already worked, tried and tested, and we have all the things. All the other lignin forward layer, aquaculture, the storage fumigation, or inoculant carrier, this work is ongoing work. So waste to wealth. Also, this technology not only converts the urban solid waste to bio-CNG, also provides other value-added products from waste. So these are the things that we can do. This is the Infosys plant, which is running for the last 10 years, I think, plus. This is the one that we did in Maldives. The first one we did in Maldives for a resort island, which said that we want to convert all our waste into biogas. We want to convert all our sewage. I also work on sewage, converting sewage into wealth. But we did the whole island green by putting in all our technologies inside there.
It's not visible again.
Again, not visible. And now it is visible.
We can see your screen, sir, but not the presentation.
I'm putting the presentation.
Yeah.
I had to go back there. Yeah.
Yeah, now we can see your presentation. I would request you to play it on slideshow mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So this we did in Maldives. So we now Praveen was talking about net zero. My first thing when I told IGBC was net zero is an impossible factor. It is not possible for human beings to be net zero. We are achieving, we want to achieve net zero. That's a beautiful sentiment. But you cannot achieve net zero. Even here in Maldives, we are saying we are trying to achieve net zero. We don't give any sewage into the sea. We don't give any waste into the sea. We convert all our plastic into biodiesel, etc., etc., etc. And that is for an island which has about 1,000 people staying on it. It's a resort island. Now I'll come. Basically, that is the biomethanation thing for organic waste. Then now we come to pyrolysis plant. Now, like pyrolysis plant, there are many other technologies that have come up, which can convert a certain kind of waste into wealth. It can convert into oil. It can convert into biodiesel. It can convert it into char, coal char. Coal char is also a very good product for the soil. So there are things that you can get. When you basically come down to anything, it always has a molecular structure. It always has something that it contains. It has carbon, it has nitrogen, it has oxygen, it has sulfur, it has. So you have to understand how to make that structure into a worthwhile structure. It's the same thing like building waste. I'll take the building waste, I'll pulverize it, I'll mix a little bit of cement in it, and I'll start making cement blocks out of it. Fine, that is also possible. I'll take the glass waste and I can make something out of it because glass is basically silica. So similarly, but to be practical on a city level, we felt that a pyrolysis plant for extraction of waste oil from waste plastics would be very fantastic. So we have this whole design of the pyrolysis plant. I will share it with Nilesh later. This is how the plants are. This is our plant that we have put up at Tannery Road in Bangalore. It's just 250 kilos of pilot to show the people that yes, these things are possible. See what we are doing. The road, the area is getting cleaned. The waste is not going into the drains, etc., etc. So this is the separation and bottling plant where biogas can be separated into methane and into carbon dioxide. Obviously, after scrubbing the H2S out of it. So these are more suitable. These are then we said, why don't we make small biogas plant for the kitchen? Now these are small plants. Now we have also designed one 5 kilo plant that can be put in your balcony in the house. You take your waste and put it into the small biogas, and then you'll get this small biogas balloon. And with this balloon, you can use the biogas to make your tea in the morning, etc. Depending on how much biogas comes, you can use it. But all that organic waste has now been converted. Now, what you get out of that will be a little amount of compost, hardly 5 to 10% of compost, which you can use for your gardening, and you will get maybe 1 liter of 1 liter of liquid, which is again a very good fertilizer. So you can, if you want to go down to the micro level, you can use this. We can make it bigger for an apartment, we can make it smaller for the flat. But if you want to do this, so I showed you what I'm doing on a macro big scale in Navi Mumbai, but this is something that we can do on a micro scale for houses, for bungalows, for whatever. You can do this. So then from our science and technology path, we decided that okay, now we are doing a lot of work on waste. So now this is a waste to energy project. I'll run very fast. Process dry waste for gasification and plastic melting. Pyrolysis of melted plastic and filtration and make it into biodiesel.
Sir, would request you to put it on slideshow mode to have
Okay.
better visibility.
Okay. No, it's not going.
Then, sir, you can proceed with this screen.
Yeah. Because hardly any time is left, I'll just increase it.
Yes, sir.
So then we went to the Pune Municipal Corporation, we saw all these things, and then we said, okay, plastic melting machine with a gasifier. It's such a small little machine that can be done. You can increase the size. Now we are writing the program for Goa. Lot of people have come in Goa, in Saligaon, and everybody has failed. Even today, all the villagers are standing there because nobody can handle the smell. If you come to our biogas unit or our gasifying unit, there is no smell. You will not even know where that biogas is come, how it is being generated. Absolutely no sense. So these are basically this plastic melting machine that we call, and out of the plastic making machine, this is a small video of it. I won't. You get a plastic melted block, and then we convert it into oil or diesel. We have now succeeded in Pune with a company called Green Jules, which is a startup, which is making 75,000 liters of diesel, not biodiesel, making diesel which is much better than the diesel your Bharat Petroleum is giving, and they are selling it as an outlet. They have been allowed to sell, and cars are being filled in Pune with that diesel, which is made from all the plastic and thermocol waste that they are getting in Pune. And these are things that are happening and working. Now they are working towards going to 500,000 liters a day. Now these kind of things that happen, this is what is required. These are hardcore practical things that are being done on the ground. This is what is needed to be done. We all talk, we have technology, but bring it and take it to the masses. This company Green Jewels is also doing a wonderful job. There is GD Energy that is doing wonderful job in Pune. So they also then started designing the mobile gasifier. You can take this mobile gasifier wherever you want, put it on a truck and move it around, and take all your things and convert it into value-added products. So the recycle process is, you can convert it into everything. You can make bricks out of it because ash also comes out of it. This is the ash from the gasifier. These are the bricks from the ash. So less electricity required. All of these things that I'm showing you, they all have return of investment or IRRs. All the IRRs are 25% and above. That means 4 years is the max time you require to gain your capital back. So you tell me, when I tell I cannot even compare this to the kind of money the municipal corporations are spending in handling their waste. I can't even compare these kind of technologies where the municipal corporation does not need money from the government. They ask for from the government, I want 10,000 crores, I want 5,000 crores, whatever things that they ask. You don't actually need it, you know. So this is a science and technology park proposal that we made. Completely, we made the proposal for municipal solid waste for Navi Mumbai. We submitted it to the municipal commissioner. Everything was approved properly. Everything that I've shown you has been mentioned here in a manner of a proposal. But everything has been shown here and mentioned. This is exactly what Navi Mumbai. We are only talking about Navi Mumbai because we have done all the study of Navi Mumbai. So we have given them all the details. All this I have already shown you. But what I want to show you now, how our trucks will go and how the dump into the biodigestor, etc. Yeah. Now this is a financial plan. Total project cost is 307 crores. I don't want to go into it too much, but total cost is 307 crores, and we will give this 307 crore back in 3.5 years. That's it. In 3.5 years, you will be able to get this 307 crores, and we are talking about treating 1,000 tons per day. Now, you tell me, one private investor also, why should he not come into a project like this? This is what is required. If it goes as if the government runs this project, I don't know, that 307 crore, I'm being very frank, will become 700 crores. Correct me if I'm wrong. So here we have mentioned everything, each and everything, that what we are going to do, how we are going to do it, what we will do with the plastic, what we will do with the cardboard, everything mentioned correctly on a mega scale. So all the details are given here, which I'm just running through very fast, but how we will do this project, how is the income analysis to be done. So when you design things to actually work on the ground practically, you need to be very, very correct on everything. Now, if you see bio CNG, approximately 9 tons of bio CNG will be produced daily from this plant. Now, this consumer of this bio CNG will be the CNG fired vehicles, which Navi Mumbai is now doing. All the buses were CNG fired, all the rickshaws will be CNG fired. This whole 9 ton goes. Navi Mumbai actually requires 10 tons of CNG per day. So this one plant will give them 9 tons of CNG. What happens to my carbon dioxide? Thane, Raigad are highly interested home to large and small industries that operate in the thing. So carbon dioxide that have more than already have six CEOs. Now let us give everybody chance to make money, because if we give them chance to make money, they will implement my project. So we said we will sell you carbon dioxide at 6 rupees a kilo. Where is 15 rupees kilo? Where is 6 rupees a kilo? That is a massive 150% of profit margin. Let them make money out, but buy our carbon dioxide. So we immediately got people saying, "Sir, you start your project, we are ready. Tell us." Same with the pyrolytic oil. Now the pyrolytic oil we propose to put will be a higher grade, which can be used in industrial furnaces, electricity gensets, and a solvent in various industries. Now we went one more step ahead of that, and out of that we are making biodiesel. But then for making that correct, not biodiesel, diesel, we need agro waste also. Pyrolytic oil is being sold at anywhere between 35 to 38 rupees a liter. It has moved to 48 to 50 rupees a liter in the last 1 year. Now we have been very conservative in saying 30 rupees liter calculation is good. So we are generating less than 10 tons, which is easily consumable. So justifications for the project. Now what is, I am going to get 10 tons of compost every day. From the 1000 tons of waste that I will get, I'll get 10 tons of compost only. Now we can sell the compost at 1 rupee, 2 rupees a kilo, doesn't matter, we can give it to be free. So we have an inbuilt solution in this that says to further process the compost into biochar. That is adding a little bit more value to the compost. So when people say na, हम तो composting कर रहे हैं, हम तो green हो गए, it is not that. When you are composting, are you understanding what are the gases that are being released into the air? What is happening when that compost is being formed and degraded? So there are so many other things that we don't think. We think, chalo composting kar diya, I am doing composting, I am helping save my earth. That doesn't work. Compost is the last thing that has to be talked about. Compost is negligible and compost is valueless. In our IGBC also, we had a lot of people, they started putting up composting plants, this and that. And then now some sense has prevailed and they are also moving into biogas. After I started for the last 10, 15 years, I've been breaking my head, telling everybody that please look at real value generation in waste. Now, I am only talking this waste, but like this waste, if you tell me electronic waste, if you tell me this waste, we have projects which can, how to say, take this waste and create wealth out of it and not go to the landfills and the dump yards. The biggest thing about biogas generation is a digester liquid. This is an extremely good liquid for horticulture and agriculture. So current demand, we say, cannot be calculated. We know exactly how much we can sell the liquid for, but with an input cost of 20 rupees a kilo, we are ready to sell it. So this is basically the net annual income, etc., etc. We have put it down a bit because otherwise people, I don't know, they don't think. So this is one thing that I wanted to show you, that the financials also should work. If the financials don't work, what is the use? So this is one thing, this I've already showed you, but this is one thing on water and waste. So we have written one small proposal for the Pune golf course also, for converting or taking all the sewage from the sewage line. Actually, a line has been tapped and into the golf course, taken all the sewage. Sewage is burnt. Clean water is created using wetland systems also, and using a H2O2 treatment plant. And we get a brown colored, very good fertilizer powder from sewage. And then clean water is used in the golf course. The same thing we have told. I just came back from Pune yesterday. We told the Pune Municipal Corporation, we can give you the same thing, but there is somebody in Pune now who is working with natural biological systems. These are called wetlands, which we are destroying by our building activity. Our building activity in Bangalore has seen wetlands of the lakes and the lake beds gone, and now we have 3 feet and 4 feet flooding that is happening all over the place. So wetlands are also a very important system, but you have to create wetlands now, because we don't have wetlands that are very efficient now. So there are companies in Bangalore which hold aquatic plants to the tune of 1 million, 2 million saplings, which can make this kind of a wetland system. So this thing can give you dry compost, polished water, cooking gas, electricity, and liquid fertilizer. So this is out of sewage we can create. So this is again the same thing that we talked of green energy. I was going to go across all these things. I need to be a little bigger, I think. Something wrong with my. This plastic waste to petroleum derivative context. This is happening absolutely in Pune, where you can go and see 100,000 liters every day, and you can go and fill your diesel car. You can fill your diesel car. The diesel is much better than Shell, according to the testing that have happened, and according to constant testing is happening. Better than Shell, the diesel is being made out of plastic waste. So it is not that technology is not available. It is not that projects cannot be done. It is the will of the government, the will of the politicians, and the will of the people to do it. Again, coming to how to make that will do, because all three of them understand money. If you tell a politician that you put 100 crores and you will get 25 crores return per year, he will jump to it, because 25 crores is 25%. You don't get. He will jump to it, and there are solutions that are possible. There are companies which are doing, all proved and tested, and working on the ground. You can hear and see, no, Nilesh? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
You can hear, no?
Yeah, we can.
And you can see also.
Yeah, we can see as well, sir.
Okay. The minute you can't, please let me know.
Yes, sir.
So there are so many companies. Now you see this. You see what is happening. And this is happening there. You can go and you can have a visit, and you can go and see, and you can use. Tata is using their diesel. XYZ people are using their diesel for running the generators. People are going and filling their cars. All our science and technology park diesel cars go to there, and we fill diesel there, and we fill it there at a cheaper cost. If diesel is available at 90 rupees, we are filling at 70 rupees. So other byproducts that come, syngas comes out, and there are other byproducts that come out from this technology. You can take the fly ash brick and use it to make pavement blocks. So plastic to Brent crude. So Brent crude, everybody knows Brent crude is the base crude that is used to, how do you say, make petroleum and diesel. So this is what now work is still going on. The second generation. Feedstock to refinery. RDF as a substitute to HSD, high speed diesel. And all these things are proven, done, ready to take to the masses. All out of waste. You can see this diagram here. Municipal dry waste, industrial waste, sorted plastic waste. This is how it is supposed to be done. This is where the syn solvent and the syngas goes. This is where the fly ash, this is the RDF comes out. This is the energy converter that goes in. There is the waste heat that comes for reuse to generate electricity. You use heat exchangers or whatever you want to use. You can use the waste heat for reuse into generating electricity. So no part of that waste goes waste. No part of that waste goes waste. That should be the term, that every part, every molecule of waste should be made to create something that it makes big sense to us. Oh, this has already been shown. So there are many other technologies that are now coming in from America. They are coming in from Russia, from Academ Gorodok that I am working with. some technologies coming up which are amazing to hear about. Like solar panel, 45% efficiency, 2 acres land for 1 megawatt. Amazing things that we are working on, and we are actually my whole work is about
So sorry to interrupt you
identify.
again. We are not able to see your screen.
Yeah, I'll show you. Now, this is the small little movie that we made on the municipal waste segregation, sorting, plastic to fuel, biomethanation, etc. for Navi Mumbai. Now, this thing that I'm talking about can be taken to any city in India.
Sir, would request you to pause play the video and if possible, due to limitation of time, uh, so we request if you can explain this and close the presentation in next 5 minutes.
Yeah, Nilesh. I'll close. I okay. I'll stop sharing now. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll stop sharing now.
Sure.
But that was a film to show that what is the kind of things that can be done. So when we are saying, say, don't do landfills. It's a very difficult thing to do, but it is a possibility that you can start from your house and then you can go to the bigger thing. Now, when in the film you saw the big dumping ground that is there, now that also we have designed so that there will be no waste that will be seen on top. It will all go into bunkers directly. The waste will come, go into bunkers, go inside the system, and come out clean. So there is no need of landfills.
Okay, fine, sir. Thanks a lot for a detailed presentation.
Huh.
You have made on urban solid waste management and given practical case studies what you have done. So due to limitation of time, we have received many questions, but we will take two questions, sir.
Okay.
The first one is, how to increase awareness amongst the residential household on the organic waste management segregation.
Okay. Now,
Organic waste segregation.
how to increase awareness? So everybody is doing it. It's not only there are so many organizations doing it. IGBC is doing it, but this
Yes.
has to come down to a ward level. Every ward in every city has to have this awareness program that is happening. Today, Bangalore also is happening. We get the karmacharis to come, but then one day I went following that karmachari when she's taken the segregated waste to the center, and there it is again all mixed together. So creating awareness, you have to use the media, you have to use programs. I mean, I don't know. You have to use people who want to do it.
Yes, sir.
Like a very good close friend of mine, Lucky Ali. He always talks about waste and keeping your cities clean in his concerts. He'll put me in front and he'll say, "See, this man is talking about this. Everybody don't." There was my daughter's school had started something that says bring no her college started something that bring your organic waste from home daily to college. So the college is that the Mount Carmel College in Bangalore. They had started this program where all she would carry all the kachara organic waste from here and go and dump it in the digester in the college. Similarly, in Bangalore, we have a Vidya Niketan and Vidya Shilp schools. So they also started the grey water and sewage water cleaning. They also started all these things from the school level. They started. So if every child in a school brings 500 grams of waste, and we have a biodigester in the school, 1,000 children, you get 500 kilos.
Yes, sir.
So you can, these sort of programs, if IGBC now, our IGBC says, okay, let's work on this waste and net zero waste and all. We have how many chapters we have established in schools, how many chapters we have established in colleges? Hundreds of chapters are there right over the place. When I was there, I was with IGBC from 2002, 3, 4, I don't know, long time. But now all the chapters, my wife was to be involved in the chapters. Geeta has done such amazing job with her walk from Calcutta. These are the things that you have to create awareness.
Noted, sir. And the next question is, sir, what government should do, according to you, to enable recycler across the India?
Look, everybody in IGBC knows that I am very mupate, straightforward, and I don't this thing. My first thing to the government will be stop eating money. The second thing to the government will be stop making a 300 crore project into a 1,000 crore project. And the third thing will be that kindly do these things which are required for humanity. Become humans. You have to see how difficult it is to get a project without the involvement of the politician, without the involvement of the government. You have to see how difficult it is. Today, Maharashtra is talking that we lost $20 billion project to Gujarat. Why did they lose? I talked to my friend, very close friend, he's a cabinet minister. I said, why did you lose it? Gujarat is giving something better, no? That is why. At the end of it, the equation is all about the finances. Technology is there. What the government has to do is not set up a committee, set up this body, then there will be one politician fellow who will be head of that body, and all of us intellectuals and technologists will be looking up to him and hanji doing it. We have so many good IAS officers, we have so many good scientific officers, we have so many good people that are there in this country. These are the people who should be made the head. There should be no politician appointed as a head of any body that has to do with the infrastructure or with the waste management in this country.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir, for your views
Sorry.
on that.
Yeah,
And
I
now,
know.
due to limitation of time, you will proceed for the concluding remarks. I would request Mr. Dhirendra Madan, co-chairman of IGBC Jaipur chapter and chairman and managing director of Mahima Group, to make the conclusion part. Before that, I would like to introduce Mr. Madan. So, Mr. Madan is the CMD of Mahima Group. As I've told earlier, Mahima Group is one of the biggest developer in Jaipur, Rajasthan. Mr. Madan is always explore newer and new and innovative technology in the sector of his projects. So, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Nilesh. It is indeed a privilege for me to conclude this webinar with a formal vote of thanks. I thank our speaker for their presence and continued support extended towards IGBC Green and Net Zero building initiatives and for propelling the green building movement in India. I personally have been greatly enriched and inspired to hear from our speakers on their vision of sustainable and greener future. The webinar was filled with great learning, knowledge exchange, deliberations, and important insights on how our building and built environment will achieve zero waste to landfill and the technologies and solutions that would accelerate towards the transformation journey for a better future. The program did full justice to the theme Journey towards Zero Waste to Landfill. During the session, we were, and I would like to thank Mr. Praveen and Mr. Rajpal for giving a very good presentation about organic waste, segregation of construction waste, reuse of waste, continuous monitoring of waste at site, and e-waste practices. And urban waste management by Mr. Rajpal was really very nice and eye-opening to me, and I learned a lot from you. And I would like that there should be one seminar for all the Rajasthan builders. We have around 250 builders in Rajasthan, and I would like that they should be benefited by your webinar and your thoughts. And if it is possible, that it can be in Hindi also.
हाँ जी हिंदी बोल लेता हूँ.
बहुत अच्छी बात है जी.
हिंदी एकदम बोल लेता हूँ.
राजस्थान के लिए लोगों के लिए अगर हिंदी में होगा तो they will love to listen and adopt the things, and we can spread your this जो आपकी जो मुहिम है हम इसको राजस्थान में फैला सकते हैं.
हाँ.
ये मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है. And I am pleased to mention that IGBC, through its exclusive rating system on net zero, is working to support all its stakeholders to create short-term and long-term solutions to adopt net zero carbon principles for a net zero carbon future. I am also happy to share that CII IGBC would work for the next 3 to 5 years in following areas with the strong support and commitment from our stakeholders: creating awareness on net zero energy, water waste, carbon concepts, greening of cities and villages, greening of hospitality projects, greening of healthcare facilities, collaboration with the universities, colleges, schools for development of curriculum on green and healthy concepts of students. Once again, my sincere thanks and gratefulness to all the speakers. I am sure your views and experiences will influence the attendees and will pave way to advancing green building movement in India. I am sure all of us will have many takeaways from the deliberations of this webinar. And gentlemen, thank you for joining us and for making this webinar a success. Thank you.
Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. Thank you.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you, Rajpal, sir. Thank you.
हाँ जी.
So with this, I'm closing the webinar, sir. Ending it. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Nilesh. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
sir. Thank you.
Rajpal ji. Thank you so
हाँ
much.
जी, thank you. Oh, I'll hope to come and see you in Jaipur.
Sure. Welcome.
When I'm next,
Whenever
when I
you are
come,
coming, give me a call. Yes.
when I come next to Delhi, I'll come to Jaipur.
Please do that.
Yeah,
Please do that.
I'll do that.
We need you. Thank you.
We'll do that. I'm always available.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir.